All right, we're back. Yep, and he's going to review my movie, His Spiral.
His Spiral. So, I'll explain what the movie is about first. Can't see my face. That's good.
Sorry, man.
So, anyways, the movie is about this guy who gets locked down in his basement by his boyfriend, and we get to know a little bit about his weird. I don't know how I would describe it. It's like this really weird. He kind of goes into his psyche, and then he would talk to his conscience, and lots of weird stuff happens. It's like a interesting, absurd, or not absurd.
Experimental, I guess.
Sort of experimental movie, yeah. It's sort of interesting.
It's
short and interesting. It's like a minute or two.
It's like 4 minutes. The original cut is 4 minutes and 50 seconds. It's almost 5 minutes, and the film itself actually took me like an hour to film. Because I had no script, and I had no one helping me out. It was all handheld camera, and I was the only star in it, and I just kind of came up with it right off the spot, like, right off the top of my head, and actually, like, the whole thing isn't, like, completely original, because I kind of stemmed it from another idea from another short film I made that was, like, really short. It was, like, only a minute long, and the thing that's really funny is, like, that original short film didn't really have much to do with His Spiral. Like, there was still, like, a character named Kevin, and he was actually a sock puppet, and it was actually going to be a video log to his dad. The character is a sock puppet sending a video log to his dad saying, like, "Dad, I'm not sure if I can love you anymore because you've hurt me," and stuff. And he's like, "I'm staying with my boyfriend now," and then it ends and stuff.
Yeah.
This one was kind of like, it's similar, but it's showing, like, a conflict between both, like, his dad and his boyfriend, I guess, and then his own psyche, I guess.
It's kind of interesting. Like,
a little, yeah.
It's sort of an interesting. The movie to me is sort of like. To me, it's sort of like a character movie where, like, you get to know somebody, like, what his situation is, and about how he gets into his, like, weird sexuality sort of thing, experimental stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, I find it really really a little creeped out at the beginning, which it's meant to be creeped out. And, like when he was using the knife, he was singing.
And he's kind of using it as, like. Oh, sorry to cut you off. Like, he was just, like, that whole part where he's, like, singing Good Morning to You, before, that was actually kind of how it branched out to be a movie, is because in the back of my mind, I really wanted to put that song into a movie and make it sound really creepy and stuff, and I really wanted to sing that and, like, creep someone out and give them chills and stuff, and I was like, you know, I'm coming up with this idea. The best way to start it off is to use my idea and give myself a big pat on the back and use that song and creep the hell out of everyone and stuff. So it's like, let's go. Yeah, that's how I did that. Yeah,
that works actually.
And it succeeded. Like
I mean, it was sort of startling when you were waving the knife a little bit, you know, connecting it to the rhythm and the beat of the song, and then, like, when you start stabbing this table,
and then, you know, like, I'm kind of out of it. You're like, okay, what is this fella doing, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's sort of really creepy, and it kind of gets me startled a little bit. And at the end was also really interesting, where the main character would talk to his conscience, and I kind of like it how the conscience, like, he never listens to his conscience, and he feels like he's sort of pointless, and he just leaves him. Yeah, which was really kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Definitely dark, also.
Yeah, it's very dark and startling. One thing I do, kind of a slight. I mean, sometimes I get really startled within the moment, and then there were some editing moments or budget moments that sort of, like,
that got in the way
kind of pulled
me
out of it. Like, the conscience, what he looks like. I mean, I think that's kind of a cool idea where
it was all I had.
No face or anything like that, but you use a jumpsuit.
I used, like, a morph suit for the actual thing and stuff, because I was like, you know, I still don't really have a lot of money. I have more money than I do now.
Mm.
I didn't make it from the film, of course. It's graduation money, but still, like, it was just. I thought like this conscience has to look like something, but I want it to be kind of creepy. But the budget I have nothing really that I could buy to customize it and make it look creepy. So I go into my brother's room and I found this red morph suit, and I'm just like, this is going to be gray in the black and white background, and, that's going to work. Because it looks super silly if it was, like, this red morph suit guy. It's like, is he going to a rave or something? Like,
yeah. Actually, if he had him in color, that would be kind of an interesting sort of...
symbolism.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
Unless if you thought of something, what it would mean, but yeah.
But...
I mean, like, it does make it look really cool where, like, the shadows there.
And the light shining down on it, and it kind of does this weird reflective sort of thing. Like,
yeah, like, I thought that's kind of cool, but just whenever he gets really up close...
And you see the fabric, and you see my mouth moving underneath it. It looks kind of goofy and stuff.
It does look kind of goofy. So sometimes that kind of pulls that away.
It kind of pulls you out of the thing, because... You think, like, you want to, like, I'm starting to see my own flaw in the movie. Like, you really, as an audience, want to see him as a conscience, but you just see him as Kevin, the same actor who's playing Kevin, who's me, in a morph suit and stuff, and that could kind of kill it away for audiences. But one thing I have gotten, like, I'm not sure if I've gotten it from you yet, but, like, from other, like, people who have reviewed it, they said my acting was on par, and it kept other people, like, really...
It is on par.
Yeah, it's pretty on par, like... Morph suit or no morph suit, like, I heard, like, my acting was actually pretty key, like...
Yeah, I mean, like... The idea of the conscience and your acting just really made it feel like how you would wanted the movie to be, or how audiences want to react to it. I mean, I really enjoyed your acting. I mean, I thought you were playing as a character who felt very tormented, which I can definitely see that through your performance. And when you were the conscience, I thought it was kind of really interesting. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed your performance as both characters.
Yeah.
And there are two versions. I saw both of them. I kind of prefer... I mean, the only difference... It's still so silhouetted, but...
Yeah.
The only difference there is... one has music, and the other one has none. I kind of like the original version where it has none, because when you watch that last shot where you hit yourself in the head and make yourself feel really bad, it's sort of like like after I watch the movie, that'll be the last thing I would remember, and I'm just like, oh, that's pretty,
unsettling,
messed up and sad. And then like with the other version, I like how the song actually fits within the story, but again, it sort of took me out of it again.
Because it's super... Like, the song I chose, it was... You guys will all laugh at me. Like, if you haven't seen the film, you won't laugh as much, but without seeing it, like, from what we've described, you're going to laugh your asses off. It was actually, like, a 90s boy band song. Like, I got from the... I got from the soundtrack of the movie The Little Vampire and stuff, but I found it really fitting because I actually listened to the lyrics, and then there's a certain spot where I just cut it off, and there's, like, 5 seconds of just black screen, and it kind of... Like, it left him... I saw him watching it, and he looked super concerned, like something was gonna pop out. And
I know, like the music stopped, and I was just thinking, is something else gonna happen? Like, if you felt like a lot of tension, and then like it just sort of ends. It's just like next video.
It's like such a tease and stuff. Like,
okay, that got me startled. Like, maybe what you could have done
is like show like a picture of Kevin laying dead on the ground or something. Like,
I
want to do that like for a next cut. Like, but people will already know after seeing this video. But
or like maybe what you could do is I thought like again the way how you startled me with the like when the music stopped and everything. Like, what if just like the film like goes to black for like maybe a minute, and then like people will just, and since people remember at the end where it feels really disturbing, you just sort of like it's black and you feel that tension again. You're just like, and then a song pops out. You go,
or just like a weird like noise, like something creepy. I don't know, like, but actually, like concerning the movie His Spiral, like, what was I going to say? Like, I've actually thought of doing, like, a mock follow-up to it. So you know at the very end how the conscience, like, says, I'm leaving you?
Yeah.
And stuff, like, to make it more lighthearted, like, so people aren't as depressed when watching it, I've thought of, like, actually, like, putting in production and starting to write a script about, like, the conscience going on vacation and leaving him, and going to random parts of Utah and just dicking around and stuff, because, you know, it gets people out of the mindset that it's super nihilistic and super, like, cynical, and I kind of want to do that, just not as, like, a direct, like, sequel to it or anything, but kind of more of, like, I'm just messing around sort of spin-off thing, and I've thought about that, but I'm not sure.
That's kind of interesting. I could see it as, like, it could be like a really funny or
like
a
dark,
funny
art piece,
funny,
a dark funny art piece. I guess, something
dark
like
comedy. I could sort of see that'll be kind of interesting.
And like, but I actually want to show the Conscious's face like at one point, but he looks totally different. Like I want him to have like a shaven head, weird like eye makeup, and look super like creepy, like something from like a '30s like horror movie. And they're like, what the hell is that? It's like, I'm on vacation. Like, it's like, but why in Utah? Like,
have you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah.
You know that one creature that has like
The
no
Pale
eyes,
Man,
but he
yeah.
has like, or the Pale Man. That's what he's called. He's got the eyes.
Yeah.
For his hands. That's what it sort of reminds me of.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. But yeah,
just imagine him sitting on a coffee table.
Yeah.
And he just looks at a girl. He's like,
hey. He's just like, oh. But like, yeah, just kind of have that. Like, it's still not going to be like a slapstick comedy, you know, if I make it, but it's still going to be like funny, so like people can kind of wash down the bitterness of his spiral, because I don't want to scare audiences like with that movie, because, you know, I'm a dark director, but I'm not like disgustingly evil and like, you know, sort of thing, but you know. So, how would you rate it? Like,
usually when I rate movies, I give grades.
Okay.
So, I would give his Spiral a B.
B? Solid B. Awesome.
Pretty good movie. Some moments that did pull me out, but for the most part, I really like what you were going with.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, I like it.
Thanks,
Pretty
man.
good.
And we'll probably do another video. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll probably do another review video.
And maybe in a different
sometime
location.
in the future. Yeah, because this is super dark and annoying and stuff. And so, yeah, have a good one, guys.